The great hall of the Galactic Assembly was enormous. Light from millions of stars shone through the tall windows. Alien leaders from hundreds of worlds sat in rings, looking down at the center stage where the Empire's announcers stood. The crowd was loud with whispers and laughter. No one had much respect for the small, blue planet at the edge of the known galaxy. Ethan Brooks sat in the control room on Earth, watching the live broadcast. He leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms. Beside him, Claire Adams, his second-in-command, looked serious. "They are going to make fools of us again," she said. Her voice was calm but firm. "They already think we are fools," Ethan replied. He did not smile, but his eyes showed patience. "Let them laugh, we have time." The Imperial announcers were speaking in a language that everyone understood through translation devices. Their voices were sharp and loud. "Earth is a primitive world," one said. "Its people are disorganized and weak. They do not have proper fleets, nor can they defend themselves against even small attacks. Their weapons are slow, their ships are old, and their leaders are naive." Aliens in the audience chuckled. Some even clapped. The Empire loved to humiliate weaker worlds. "Look at them," another voice said. "A planet still divided by nations, still fighting petty wars, still unable to survive beyond their own system. They are children playing at grown-up games. Let us all enjoy the spectacle." In the broadcast room on Earth, civilians gathered in homes and public halls to watch. Families sat together, faces glowing from the screens. Children whispered, asking questions they did not fully understand. Teachers tried to explain that the Empire was like a bully, pretending to be strong to scare everyone. On the big screen, a map of the solar system appeared. The Imperial analysts marked Earth with red circles and lines, as if it were a trapped animal. "Notice their slow communications," one announcer said. "Notice how their weapons cannot reach us. They are nothing. Their fleets are invisible only because they do not exist." In the broadcast room, Claire leaned over a console. "They really believe we have no ships, no fleet." "No power," Ethan nodded. "That is why it works. If they thought we were strong, they would never come here." He paused. "Let them come, the rest is ready." On the screens, the Empire showed other worlds as examples of success and strength. Planets with thousands of ships, glowing weapons, and massive energy shields. The images were meant to intimidate, but Earth's people knew that appearances could be deceiving. Lucas Hale, the fleet strategist, was deep in one of Earth's hidden command centers. The room was dim, filled with quiet, humming machines. He studied maps and reports. "They will arrive soon," he said. "They will not suspect anything. That is their mistake." Across the room, pilots trained in zero-gravity chambers. Lily Grant and Owen Clark moved through the air smoothly, practicing maneuvers that no enemy had ever seen. Their ships were designed for stealth, made to avoid detection by the most advanced sensors. They moved like shadows in space. Back on the broadcast, the Empire continued to speak. "We have records of Earth's history. They fought wars among themselves for centuries. They barely mastered space travel, and even now they are small, weak, and divided. Their leaders are polite but naive. Earth will surrender when we arrive. Their resistance is meaningless." In homes across the planet, people heard the words and felt fear. But the leaders did not panic. Ethan and Claire watched quietly, understanding the game. Humanity had learned patience. They had waited, hidden, and prepared. Ethan turned to Claire. "Remember the training on Jupiter's moon bases?" he asked. "They thought we were building colonies for research. In truth, we were building defenses, systems, and ships." Claire nodded. "All cloaked, all invisible. Even our energy signatures are hidden. No scanner will detect us until we choose to be seen." Outside the broadcast room, streets were full of people going about their day. Some laughed nervously at the alien ridicule. Others whispered prayers. But the world did not panic. Most humans trusted that the leaders knew what to do. Meanwhile, the Empire prepared for a demonstration. They wanted to land a small force on Earth, just enough to humiliate the planet and show the galaxy how weak it was. Their officers believed it would be easy. No one in the Empire suspected that humans had been preparing for decades in secret. Ethan walked across the room and looked at a map of the solar system. He traced his finger along the outer planets. "They think our fleets are here," he said, "but the real fleet is waiting just beyond their reach. We have hidden it well. Even their most advanced sensors would find nothing." Claire smiled faintly. "They will be in for a surprise." The broadcast continued, showing scenes of supposed Imperial strength. Massive ships glided through space, firing lasers at holographic targets. The commentators laughed at Earth's supposed inability to respond. "Notice how slowly they act," one said. Even if Earth tried to resist, they would fail within hours. At the hidden command centers, humans ignored the broadcast. They trained quietly, checked systems, and ran simulations. Ryan Cole, a fleet captain, tested new stealth maneuvers with his crew. "Keep calm," he said. "The Empire believes we are nothing. That is our advantage." Hannah Moore, one of the communication officers, monitored the Empire's transmissions. "They are confident," she said. "Every signal, every message shows it. They have no fear. That makes them reckless." Ethan watched the Empire's broadcast one last time before turning off the main screen. "They think this is a show," he said. "They think we are helpless. Let them enjoy it. Their laughter will not last long." Across the planet, schools, homes, and public spaces were still filled with people watching the broadcast. Some humans felt shame at the Empire's words, but most felt determination. Earth had been underestimated for centuries. Now, patience and preparation would turn the tables. Lucas Hale checked the fleet's status reports. Every ship was ready, every crew member trained, every system cloaked. They were invisible, silent, and deadly. "When the time comes, no one will escape our sight," he said. The Empire continued its speech, unaware of the storm waiting for them. "Earth has no fleet," one announcer said. "They will surrender. Resistance is pointless. Our victory is certain." On Earth, Ethan smiled faintly. "We will show them the meaning of patience," he said. "And we will not strike first. Let them make the first mistake." Claire nodded. "They will learn quickly, and when they do, it will be too late." Outside the command rooms, the cities of Earth went about their daily life. Children played in parks, workers traveled to offices, and ships moved quietly in orbit. To the outside world, nothing seemed unusual. But hidden in the shadows, humanity's true power waited. The Empire finished its broadcast with a final flourish, emphasizing how weak Earth was. "No one should fear for our fleets," the announcer said. "The humans are simple, they are nothing. They are a joke among the stars." Ethan turned off the transmission completely. "The joke is on them," he said softly. "They do not know what waits for them in silence." Claire glanced at him. "Soon they will learn." In hidden bases, humans prepared for the coming demonstration. Ships powered up quietly, shields activated, and crews double-checked every system. Lily Grant and Owen Clark ran final simulations, perfecting maneuvers that could disable the Empire's largest vessels. In the quiet corridors of the command center, Ethan walked slowly, thinking about what was to come. "The Empire mocks us," he said. "They do not see our strength, our unity, our patience, but when they arrive, we will teach them." Claire placed her hand on his shoulder. "We have waited long enough," she said. "The time will come to show the galaxy what humanity is capable of." Outside, the stars shone over Earth, calm and bright. To any observer, the planet looked peaceful, weak, and ordinary, but beneath the surface, humanity was ready. A fleet lay hidden, silent, and invisible, waiting for the moment when the Empire's laughter would turn to shock and fear. Ethan looked at the screen one last time. The Empire's arrogance was clear. They had no idea what was coming. "They will regret mocking us," he said. "Not tomorrow, not today, but when they least expect it," Claire nodded. "And we will be ready." The broadcast ended, and the stars returned to their quiet shimmer. On Earth, people continued their lives, unaware of the silent guardians waiting in the darkness of space. But in hidden rooms, ships, and stations, humanity's patience was a shield. Their preparation was a weapon. And when the time came, the Empire would learn that underestimating Earth was the greatest mistake it had ever made. Earth's hidden command centers were alive with soft hums and faint blinking lights. Unlike the bustling cities on the surface, these bases were silent and secret. No alien could detect them, no sensor could reveal them, and inside, humanity prepared in absolute secrecy. Lucas Hale walked through the main hall of one of the largest underground bases on Mars. The walls were lined with consoles and screens, showing data streams from all over the solar system. He moved calmly, stopping at a map of the known galaxy. "We have time," he said to himself. "They have no idea what waits for them." He turned as Lily Grant and Owen Clark approached. Both wore flight suits, their faces calm but focused. "Everything ready?" Lucas asked. Lily nodded. "Shields tested, navigation systems offline to outside scanners, weapons on standby, no energy signatures detectable." Owen added, all pilots trained. Simulation runs completed. We are ready for any scenario. Lucas smiled faintly. Good, remember the Empire thinks we are weak. That is our advantage. They expect nothing. We must stay hidden until the right moment. Across the room, technicians monitored dozens of signals. Hannah Moore, the communications officer, kept an eye on the Empire's broadcasts. Even after the mockery of Earth on the Galactic stage, she remained calm. They are preparing for a show, she said. They think they can land a small fleet here and make the planet surrender. They have no idea that we have already built an invisible force larger than anything they know. Ethan Brooks entered the room quietly. His presence drew the attention of everyone there. Reports, he asked, looking at Lucas. All systems are nominal, Lucas replied. Training is complete, crews are disciplined, ships are invisible, ready, and fully operational. The fleet is beyond detection, even by the Empire's best sensors. Ethan nodded. Good. Patience is everything. Let them believe what they want. Their arrogance will be their downfall. Below the surface, on the moon, another base was alive with quiet activity. Hundreds of engineers worked on the stealth fleet, checking engines, shields, and weapons. No light escaped from the base, and no energy emissions left detectable traces. The ships themselves were marvels of engineering. Captain Ryan Cole moved among them, overseeing the final adjustments. Remember, he told the young pilots, this is not just training. This is our chance to protect humanity. The Empire underestimates us. That is our greatest weapon. They do not know what we can do. Lily and Owen were assigned to one of the fastest squadrons. Their ship glided silently through the docking bay. No engine flare, no sound, no visible movement. It still amazes me, Lily said, watching the ship's controls light up. All this technology and they will never see it coming. Owen smiled. They won't, that's the point. We don't fight to be seen. We fight to survive and protect. That is enough. Meanwhile, back on Earth, civilians continued their daily lives. Schools, offices, and homes remained peaceful. They saw nothing of the fleet preparing above their heads. They only knew the Empire mocked them. And still, humanity's leaders prepared in silence. Lucas moved to another section of the command center. He watched training simulations of battles in deep space. Ships moved as if they were ghosts. They phased in and out of invisible corridors, avoiding enemy detection. Each pilot learned not just to fight, but to vanish when necessary, to strike and disappear like shadows. Every maneuver must be perfect, Lucas said. Even the smallest mistake can reveal us. Hannah monitored communications from the outer solar system. Messages from the Empire showed their confidence. They have no fear, she said. Every order, every plan, every report shows that they believe victory is guaranteed. That is good. That is exactly what we want. Ethan walked past her, glancing at the screens. Let them come. Their arrogance is useful. It will blind them to everything we have done. On one of the hidden Mars bases, engineers finished installing the final cloaking systems on the largest ships. Ships that could destroy the Empire's vessels in minutes were now undetectable. Lucas watched the final system checks, noting the hum of power flowing quietly through the engines. All cloaked, he said. All systems ready. They won't even know we are here until we choose to be seen. Meanwhile, the young pilots practiced in virtual reality chambers. The chambers simulated alien battlefields, enemy maneuvers, and worst-case scenarios. Lily and Owen ran through drills, reacting to enemy fire they could not see. Focus on your instincts, their instructor said. You cannot rely on sensors. You cannot rely on speed alone. You must think, react, and disappear. Even the human leaders at the surface were involved. Ethan and Claire oversaw strategic planning, mapping out every possible move the Empire might take. They might try small strikes first, Claire said, or attempt to communicate threats to scare us. Either way, we stay hidden until we decide to strike. Ethan nodded. We strike only when it matters. Until then, patience is our shield. Far from Earth, beyond the orbit of Neptune, humanity had built observation posts. From these posts, scouts watched for the arrival of the Empire's fleet. Every report was checked twice, and every anomaly investigated. Nothing escaped unnoticed, yet the Empire still believed Earth was weak. Lucas looked at one of the scouts' reports. No visible fleet, he said. They will see nothing until the moment is right. Perfect. Hannah monitored communications once again. She saw that the Empire was planning a landing. They believe a small force is enough, she said. They think Earth cannot resist. Lily smiled faintly. They are walking into a trap, not a physical one, but a trap of expectation. They expect nothing. That is our advantage. Owen nodded. We've trained for years. They do not know it, but they have already lost before the first shot is fired. In the central command room, Ethan watched the galaxy on a large display. Red dots showed Empire-controlled worlds. Blue dots showed allied planets. Earth was a small dot, almost invisible, but that dot hid the most dangerous fleet they had ever seen. Soon, he said softly, they will regret underestimating us. Lucas walked to him. All systems are ready, crews are ready, pilots are ready, humanity is ready. Ethan nodded. Then we wait. Let them come with their arrogance. Let them laugh at our planet. We will show them the cost of underestimating us. Back on the moon, engineers finished testing the stealth technology on the fastest ships. Every movement of the engines was invisible to the highest frequency scanners in the galaxy. They will see nothing, Ryan Cole said. Nothing until we choose to strike. Lily and Owen entered their ships. The cockpits were quiet. Screens showed only mission data with no external images. Remember, Owen said, we are invisible. We strike only when needed, and then we disappear. Lily smiled. We are ghosts. That is our power. Meanwhile, the Empire continued its planning. On their massive ships, officers laughed about how easy the invasion would be. They spoke of Earth as if it were an ant hill ready to be crushed. But every laugh, every confident word, only strengthened humanity's resolve. Ethan and Claire reviewed the final plans for the fleet. Every pilot had an assigned target, every ship had a mission, and every maneuver had been practiced thousands of times. We are ready, Claire said. Ethan looked at the stars. They do not know what is waiting for them, they will not expect it, and that is how it will be. Lucas checked the fleet one last time. Ships floated in invisible corridors, engines silent, weapons online. They think we are weak, he said. Soon they will learn the truth. On Earth's surface, people continued their lives, unaware of the silent guardians above. Children played, workers labored, and families laughed. To the galaxy, Earth seemed ordinary, peaceful, and harmless. But beneath the surface, humanity prepared. Every moment, every calculation, every maneuver was part of a plan to survive and protect their home. Hannah watched the Empire's broadcasts. They have no fear, she said. They are arrogant. That is perfect. Ethan smiled. Yes. Their arrogance will be their undoing. Patience is our shield. Silence is our weapon. And when the time comes, humanity will show the galaxy what it is capable of. Lucas looked at the stars outside the observation windows. They are coming, he said quietly. Ethan nodded. Let them come, let them mock us, let them believe Earth is weak. Soon they will see the truth. The hidden fleet waited, silent, invisible, ready. Humanity's patience had become a power greater than the Empire's arrogance. And when the Empire finally arrived, they would discover that Earth was no longer a world to be mocked. It was a force that had waited in silence, unseen but unstoppable. The stars above Earth shone quietly. To any observer, the planet seemed peaceful, ordinary, and weak. But inside hidden bases in the shadow of the Moon and Mars, humanity waited. Every system was ready, every pilot trained, every ship cloaked. The quiet preparation had taken decades, and now it was complete. And soon the Empire would learn that underestimating Earth was the gravest mistake it had ever made. The Empire's fleet moved slowly into the solar system. Massive ships glided through space, their hulls glowing with energy. To the Empire, this was a show of power. They believed that Earth's defenses were weak and scattered. Their leaders expected the planet to surrender without a fight. Captain Ryan Cole watched the incoming fleet from the observation deck of one of Earth's hidden bases. The room was quiet, only the hum of machinery filling the space. They are confident, he said to Lily Grant and Owen Clark. They have no fear, that is exactly what we want. Lily nodded. They do not expect us, that is our advantage. Owen smiled. We have trained for this moment. Every simulation, every drill, every quiet hour of preparation. This is why we exist, to protect Earth when they come. Lucas Hale joined them. They will be in orbit soon. Stay ready. They will broadcast demands first, as they always do. Threats, warnings, arrogance, but we do nothing until the moment is right. Above the Earth, the Empire's communication satellites broadcast messages to every major city. This is the Galactic Empire, one voice said. Surrender your planet immediately. Resistance is futile. You will face destruction if you refuse. Comply and we may show mercy. In homes across Earth, people heard the announcements and felt fear. Children clutched their parents' hands and workers paused in confusion. but the leaders of Earth remained calm. Ethan Brooks watched the transmissions quietly, his hands resting on the control console. "Let them speak," he said. "Their arrogance will blind them." Claire Adams stood beside him. "They expect compliance. They believe Earth is defenseless. That belief is our greatest weapon." In hidden corridors beneath the moon, pilots prepared their ships. Every vessel was invisible, engines silent, shields online. Lily and Owen ran through final checks. "This is it," Lily said quietly. "The moment we have trained for." Owen nodded. "Remember, patience first. Strike only when it counts, and disappear afterward." From Earth's perspective, nothing seemed unusual. The sky remained peaceful, stars shining quietly above. No one could see the invisible fleet moving into position beyond the orbit of Mars. The Empire's sensors, powerful as they were, detected nothing unusual. Captain Ryan Cole activated his console. "All squadrons report readiness. Cloak active, navigation set, weapons online." Lucas Hale checked the strategic map. "They will not detect us until we choose to appear. Every movement they make will be under observation, unseen. Perfect." On the Empire's command ship, officers discussed the approach. "Earth will surrender soon," one said. "Their fleets are nothing. Their technology is primitive. They cannot resist." Another officer nodded. "We will show them the meaning of empire. It will be quick. No need for prolonged battle." Back in the hidden bases, Ethan Brooks reviewed every possibility. "They will try small maneuvers first," he said. "They will test defenses, fire warning shots, see if anyone reacts. That is when we prepare to act." Claire Adams added, "Their arrogance is dangerous, but we will use it against them. Let them believe they control the moment." On the moon, the stealth fleet moved silently into designated positions. Ships clustered in invisible formations, each pilot knowing exactly where they must be. No energy emissions, no movement detectable. They were ghosts waiting in space. Lily Grant looked out of her cockpit viewport. "I can't see them," she said softly, "but I know they are there." Owen Clark smiled. "That is the point. We do not need to see them. We only need to know where they are. The rest is instinct, training, and patience." Lucas Hale monitored the Empire's fleet. They had entered the inner solar system, moving closer to Earth. "Soon," he whispered, "soon they will realize they misjudged us." On the surface of Earth, news reports broadcast messages from the Empire. They demanded surrender, threatened retaliation, and boasted about their power. Across the planet, people felt fear, confusion, and doubt. But leadership remained calm. Humanity had waited for this moment for decades. Ethan Brooks turned to Claire. "They are walking into the trap," he said. "All they see is Earth, small and weak. They do not see what we have prepared." Claire nodded. "And when the time comes, we will show them, not with words, not with threats, but with action." The Empire's fleet reached the outer orbit of Mars. They assumed this was the final line of defense before reaching Earth. Officers laughed, confident that nothing could surprise them. "Send a small force to test their defenses," one said. "We will see how weak they truly are." In hidden observation posts, scouts watched the approaching ships. Every detail was recorded, every formation mapped. Nothing escaped notice. Ryan Cole monitored the fleet. "They are moving exactly as we expected. No deviation, no caution, perfect." That arrogance will cost them dearly. Lily and Owen prepared their ships for deployment. "Remember," Ryan said, "decloaking is the moment they realize we are not weak. Strike fast, strike precise, and then disappear. Our advantage is surprise. Use it." The Empire's communications continued. "We are giving you one final warning," a voice said. "Submit and live, resist and be destroyed." On Earth, Ethan Brooks looked at the message. "They think they can intimidate us. That is their mistake. They do not know patience. They do not know preparation," Claire Adams added. "Every word they speak only makes them more confident. That is the perfect setup." Deep in the moon's hidden hangars, the fleet powered systems to maximum efficiency, still invisible. Energy shields hummed softly. Weapons aligned with precise targeting calculations. Every pilot, every engineer, every operator waited silently. Lily Grant spoke into her headset. "All squadrons confirm readiness. This is the moment we strike if commanded." Owen Clark nodded beside her. "All systems ready." Weapons aligned, cloak active, waiting for signal. Lucas Hale pressed a button on the main console. "Command, prepare to cloak, stand by." On the Empire's fleet, officers noticed nothing unusual. Sensors reported empty space. They continued to laugh and discuss plans. "Earth is still defenseless," one said, Move forward with a landing force. Resistance is impossible, Ryan Cole smiled. They still believe what we let them believe. That is our advantage. Suddenly, in the depths of space, something changed. The quiet void near the Empire's fleet began to shift. Shadows moved where none should have been. Energy readings appeared, then vanished. The Empire's officers noticed tiny fluctuations on the sensors but dismissed them as errors. Ethan Brooks pressed a console in the hidden base. "Now," he said. In an instant, hundreds of human ships decloaked simultaneously. Massive warships and sleek fighters appeared where no one had expected them. Energy shields glowed, weapon systems locked, and the Empire's fleet was surrounded. On the Empire's command ship, alarms blared. "Sensors, what is happening?" shouted an officer. "Where did these ships come from?" Captain Ryan Cole's voice came through communication channels. Calm, precise, and commanding. "You underestimated Earth. Your arrogance blinded you. Now you will see the cost of underestimating humanity." Lily Grant piloted her fighter with precision. Enemy ships moved to attack, but her maneuvers made them miss. Owen Clark fired the first volley, disabling the lead flagship's engines in seconds. Chaos spread through the Empire's formation. Lucas Hale watched the strategic map. "They see us now, but it is too late. Every move we predicted is happening. They are trapped." The Empire scrambled ships, trying to regroup, but every attempt was countered with perfect timing. Human pilots struck and disappeared, reappearing at new points. Missiles were intercepted mid-flight. Lasers cut through enemy shields before they could react. Ethan Brooks observed the unfolding battle calmly. "They thought Earth was weak. They thought we would surrender, and now they learn what patience and preparation mean." Claire Adams added, "Every ship, every pilot, every system is executing perfectly. Our decades of preparation are proving their arrogance fatal." In orbit above Earth, the Empire's fleet faced destruction. Their largest vessels were crippled, smaller ships destroyed, and the chain of command shattered. Officers struggled to communicate, but every attempt was blocked or intercepted. Humanity's stealth technology had given them the first and final advantage. Lily Grant and Owen Clark moved among the enemy fleet like shadows. They struck where needed, disabled weapons, and vanished again. Every pilot executed maneuvers they had trained for years to perfect. On Earth, civilians watched news reports in shock and awe. Messages from the Empire's fleet were intercepted, showing panic, confusion, and desperation. Humanity had revealed its hidden power, and the galaxy watched in disbelief. Ethan Brooks turned to Claire. "We were underestimated. They laughed at us. Now they see our strength. And they will never forget it." Lucas Hale nodded. "This is only the beginning, but the message is clear. Earth is not weak. Humanity will defend itself, and no empire can take that lightly." The stars above Earth shone quietly once more. But now the galaxy had learned the truth. Humanity was not a joke. Humanity was a force waiting, hidden, and ready to strike when needed. The Empire's arrogance had brought it to the edge of defeat. And humanity had struck, not with anger, not with rage, but with patient, perfect preparation. The lesson was clear. Never mock a world that has learned to wait, to train, and to fight in silence. The battle ended almost as quickly as it began. The Empire's fleet, once proud and confident, drifted in chaos. Engines burned out, weapons destroyed, and ships scattered across space. Their officers struggled to regain control, but humanity's stealth fleet had already won the first and final strike. Captain Ryan Cole surveyed the field from the bridge of his flagship. The stars were filled with debris from disabled enemy ships, glowing faintly in the dark void. "All squadrons report," he said. "Status," Lily Grant's voice came through the comms. "All fighters operational. Enemy ships disabled or destroyed. No friendly losses." Owen Clark added, "Targeted strikes successful. Every mission completed. The Empire is in retreat." Lucas Hale smiled quietly. "We predicted every move, every reaction. Their arrogance led them straight into our plan." "It is over." Ethan Brooks watched the tactical maps, showing the Empire's ships scattered and powerless. "They mocked us," he said softly. "They laughed at Earth, laughed at humanity, and now they see the truth, but we will not strike further than necessary." "This is a warning, not a conquest." Claire Adams nodded beside him. "We defend, not destroy. Their pride brought them here. Our restraint will teach them humility." In orbit around Earth, human ships decloaked for the last time, revealing their full strength. Massive cruisers, stealth frigates, and squadrons of fighters surrounded the remnants of the Imperial fleet. The galaxy, watching through intercepted transmissions, could see that Earth was not weak, but a formidable power. The Empire's leaders panicked. "Pull back," one officer shouted. "Retreat, retreat to safe distance. We are outmatched." On Earth, civilians watched the broadcast with astonishment. Messages showed the Empire's retreat, their ships crippled, and their once-proud commanders struggling to regain control. People cheered, cried, and hugged each other. For the first time, humanity understood that their patience, training, and preparation had saved the planet. Ethan Brooks addressed the fleet from his command post. "We have shown restraint. We have defended our world. Let this be a lesson to all who would underestimate humanity. We seek peace, but we will protect ourselves with all we have." Lucas Hale spoke to the pilots. "You did exactly what was needed. You struck when necessary, disappeared when required, and showed the galaxy that Earth is not weak. Remember this moment. This is what patience and preparation can achieve." On the Empire's command ship, officers attempted to regroup. But their fleet was scattered and their pride was shattered. "How could this happen?" one demanded. "They were a primitive world. How did they defeat us?" Another officer shook his head. "We underestimated them. Their strength was hidden. Their patience was greater than our arrogance." Back in the hidden bases, pilots and crews began debriefing. Every ship returned safely. Engineers began repairing minor damages to the fleet, but morale was high. Humanity had proven itself. Not just to the Empire, but to the entire galaxy. Lily Grant removed her helmet, her face sweaty but calm. "I still can't believe it," she said. "They thought we were nothing, and look at them now." Owen Clark smiled. "We were ready, we trained, we waited, that is all it took." They should have known better, but arrogance blinded them. Captain Ryan Cole nodded. "We must remain vigilant. The Empire may return and others may follow, but they will remember this day. They will never underestimate Earth again." Across the galaxy, transmissions spread the story. Worlds that once laughed at Earth now paused, reconsidering the blue planet at the edge of the stars. Intelligence reports were rewritten, and every empire learned that Earth was no longer a simple, weak world. Ethan Brooks addressed the leaders of Earth via secure channels. "Today, humanity defended itself. Let us continue to show the galaxy that we seek peace, but will not tolerate mockery or aggression. This is the message we send. Respect humanity or face the consequences of underestimation." Claire Adams added, "Let the Empire retreat in shame. Let other worlds learn that we are united, patient, and prepared. That is our strength." In the quiet of space, the stealth fleet recloaked. Ships disappeared from sensors and sight, returning to their hidden positions around the solar system. Humanity had made its point. The galaxy had seen their power. Yet Earth remained peaceful on the surface, calm and ordinary to any observer who did not know its hidden might. Lucas Hale watched the cloaked ships disappear. "We struck, we warned, and we retreated. The Empire will remember this lesson. They will think twice before mocking any planet again." Lily Grant and Owen Clark returned to their stations, faces still calm but filled with quiet pride. "We did it," Lily said softly. Owen nodded. "Yes, but we must continue to train. Others may challenge us next." Patience and preparation never end. On the surface, people celebrated quietly. News channels broadcast intercepted transmissions of the Empire retreating in shame and confusion. Humanity had survived a test of patience, and now the planet stood stronger than ever. Ethan Brooks walked among the command center, watching technicians, pilots, and analysts work. "Today is proof," he said. "We do not fight for glory, we fight to protect our home. That is the difference between us and those who mocked us." Claire Adams added, "And we do it with patience, strategy, and precision. That is the true strength of humanity." In the far reaches of the galaxy, other civilizations began to take note. Reports of Earth's hidden fleet spread, and those who had once seen humanity as weak reconsidered. Even minor worlds understood the lesson. Do not mock or underestimate a prepared and patient species. Ethan Brooks addressed the fleet one last time. "Humanity has spoken today not with words but with action. Let the galaxy understand we will defend ourselves, we will protect our planet, and we will not be mocked." Lucas Hale nodded. "The Empire has learned its lesson. Other civilizations will learn as well. But humanity will remain calm, hidden, and ready. That is how we survive." On the moon, Ryan Cole and the pilots prepared reports, noting every detail of the engagement. "We struck perfectly," he said. "Every plan executed as expected. No mistakes, no losses, no regrets." Lily Grant smiled faintly. They will not forget Earth, and we will remain ready, always ready. Owen Clark added, patience is our shield, silence is our weapon. The galaxy will know what happens when you underestimate a prepared species. Back on Earth, children looked up at the stars, unaware of the battle that had just occurred above them. Parents whispered stories of bravery and patience. Humanity had shown the galaxy that intelligence, preparation, and restraint were more powerful than arrogance and strength alone. Ethan Brooks looked at the stars quietly. We have defended our home, we have shown restraint, and we have taught a lesson. That is enough for today. Claire Adams placed a hand on his shoulder. We have done what needed to be done. The Empire retreats. Others will think twice. Earth remains safe. Lucas Hale added, and the fleet remains ready, hidden, silent, always watching, always prepared. In the quiet of the solar system, humanity returned to vigilance. The planets remained peaceful. The fleet remained invisible, and Earth continued its life as a small, ordinary planet on the edge of the galaxy. But now, the galaxy knew the truth. Humanity was patient, prepared, and unstoppable when necessary. They had defended their home without reckless anger, without unnecessary destruction, and without revealing all their strength. Ethan Brooks turned from the observation window, looking at the fleet reports. Let them remember this day, he said. Let them remember that Earth cannot be mocked. Let them understand patience, preparation, and unity. That is humanity's true power. Claire Adams nodded. And we will continue to teach it silently if needed. No fleet can be fully hidden forever, but Earth will always be ready. Lily Grant and Owen Clark stood nearby, looking at the stars. We won, Lily said softly. Owen nodded. Yes, but we must always be ready. Patience is a shield and preparation is a weapon. That is what protects our planet. Across the galaxy, messages spread. Reports of Earth's hidden fleet, its skill, and its restraint reached countless worlds. The Empire retreated, humiliated and shocked. Other civilizations took note, quietly reconsidering how they viewed humanity. Ethan Brooks addressed the command center for the final time that day. Today, humanity defended itself without revenge. We acted with intelligence, discipline, and patience. The galaxy has learned its lesson. We will continue to watch, to prepare, and to defend. That is all we need to do, Claire Adams smiled. And humanity will remain strong, calm, and ready. That is enough. The stars above Earth shone quietly. To distant civilizations, the planet seemed peaceful, ordinary, and harmless. But hidden in the shadows of space, humanity's fleet remained invisible, silent, and ready. A lesson had been written in silence, and the galaxy had learned it. Never underestimate Earth. Humanity had won not through arrogance but through patience, not through anger but through preparation, not through brute force but through intelligence and strategy. And as the fleet recloaked and the solar system returned to quiet,